In the world of motorsport, a major shakeup is making waves, as FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem has made an unexpected statement about the budget cap. This rule, meant to limit how much teams can spend, has been a cornerstone of Formula One in recent years. But bin Sulayem believes it's a headache for everyone involved, especially the FIA. He argues that the rule may no longer be necessary and only adds to the challenges the governing body faces. However, this raises a crucial question. If the budget cap is removed, will it actually lead to better racing? And, more importantly, is bin Sulayem proposing this change because he's under pressure to secure his position as president? The situation surrounding bin Sulayem has grown tense. As his role faces mounting competition, the FIA president seems to be shifting his focus, trying to win back the trust of both the drivers and influential figures within the motorsport community. Is it too late for him to make these changes? Or is this his last-ditch effort to regain control? One of the latest suggestions from bin Sulayem centers around the controversial budget cap. He's expressed that the rule has become a major source of frustration for the FIA, and he's willing to scrap it if all the parties involved are on board. This could be a welcome change for many teams, especially those at the top of the performance charts who would no longer be limited in how much they can spend on repairs and upgrades. But there's an argument that the budget cap has brought a more competitive edge to the sport. By capping how much teams can invest in their cars, the playing field has been leveled. Teams with smaller budgets have been able to close the gap, making for more exciting racing. During the Miami GP, bin Sulayem voiced concerns about the $140 million ceiling, claiming it created unnecessary complications for all parties involved. Yet, it's worth noting that this cap has also made F1 more financially stable, attracting new sponsors and turning teams into more profitable businesses. Despite these benefits, bin Sulayem seems unimpressed with the results. When discussing the budget cap further, he stated, "I look at the cost cap and all it does is give the FIA a headache. What's the point of it? I really don't see the benefit." His comments came in the midst of a protest filed by Red Bull concerning the legality of McLaren's car. Christian Horner, Red Bull's team principal, raised issues about the MCL39, specifically the water cooling system for the tires. Pirelli, the tire supplier, dismissed this as an impossible task, arguing it was technically unfeasible. However, bin Sulayem backed McLaren's stance and suggested that if a team files a protest, the cost associated with it should be deducted from the cost cap, only refunded if the protest is found to be valid. With all this going on, bin Sulayem is clearly under pressure. His position as president of the FIA is in jeopardy, and he's struggling to find a way to regain support from key figures in the sport. Carlos Sainz Sr., father of F1 driver Carlos Sainz Jr., believes he's in a prime position to compete for the role of FIA president. With his wealth of experience in motorsport and an understanding of the current vulnerabilities within the FIA, he feels now could be the right time to step forward. He shared his thoughts on the matter, saying, "This idea has been in my mind for some time, but now I believe it could be the right moment in my career to take that step. I'm confident that I can do a great job and put together a strong team to contribute to the sport and give back some of what it has offered me." Sainz Sr. emphasized that his deep understanding of the sport and his experience could bring fresh perspectives to the role, helping strengthen and develop both Formula One and the broader motorsport industry. But there's more to his candidacy than just his qualifications. There have been some concerns about Carlos Sainz Jr.'s career potentially affecting his father's bid for FIA president. However, Sainz Sr. quickly dismissed these worries, stating, "People know me well enough to understand that my son's position in F1 won't be an issue. Of course, I would step back when it comes to his career, but that won't cause a problem. He's no longer a rookie. He's been in F1 for a decade now. If I pursue this, our relationship might shift a bit, but it won't cause any conflict. The FIA is a professional organization, and I'm confident that my work with them won't overlap with my son's career. This shows that Sainz Sr. is fully committed to the idea of being FIA president, and he's ready to make the necessary adjustments in his life to balance both roles. Ben Sulayem's position has certainly been under intense pressure lately. His ongoing struggle with the FIA's internal dynamics, compounded by external factors, has put him in a precarious situation. The former Emirati racer is facing increasing competition for his role, and with his reputation being questioned, he seems to be trying everything to solidify his place. One of his moves includes addressing the feedback from F1 drivers. Ben Sulayem has hinted at possible improvements to Appendix B of the FIA's regulations, acknowledging the importance of adapting the rules to better suit the drivers and the sport as a whole. He explained, "After listening to the drivers across our 7 FIA World Championships, I am looking into making changes to Appendix B. As a former rally driver myself, I understand the demands that our athletes face, perhaps better than most. This part of the International Sporting Code is critical for ensuring that our sport remains accessible and fair." Despite his words about potential changes, the skepticism surrounding Ben Sulayem's leadership remains strong. Several drivers, including some high-profile figures like Lewis Hamilton, have expressed doubts about his effectiveness as president. Hamilton, for example, has been particularly vocal, especially after the 2022 jewelry ban controversy. He's been outspoken about his lack of respect for Ben Sulayem, especially after the FIA's investigation into Susie Wolff's jewelry. For Hamilton, it's clear that the FIA president's decisions are not in tune with the realities of the sport, and he has called for more driver representation in decision-making processes. Hamilton emphasized, "We don't have enough influence at the decision-making table, and that needs to change. It's important that the people making decisions understand the challenges we face, and right now, that's not the case." On the other hand, George Russell, as the director of the Grand Prix Drivers Association, GPDA, has taken a stronger stance on the matter. He's been advocating for action, not just words. According to Russell, there have been too many promises made by the FIA that have not been followed through. He said, "We want to see these promises turned into action. It's not enough to just say we're considering changes. We need to see real change happening. Words are meaningless until they lead to concrete actions." With growing pressure from figures like Carlos Sainz Sr., who has been eyeing Ben Sulayem's position, the future of the FIA presidency is uncertain. Sainz, with his wealth of experience in motorsport and his deep understanding of the sport's inner workings, is seen by many as a viable candidate to step in. His background and insight into the fragility of the FIA's leadership could give him a significant edge in this battle for control. As things stand, the FIA is at a crossroads. The organization faces a critical decision regarding its leadership, the structure of the sport, and how to address ongoing concerns. Will the growing influence of figures like Carlos Sainz Sr. lead to a major shift in the FIA's governance, or will Ben Sulayem manage to hold on to his position? Time will tell.